Hello and welcome to Glance at the Future. In this new episode we are going to talk about the P.I.R sensor. We will start with some theory consulting an expert in these devices. Then a knowledgeable person about relays will walk us through the basics of the power stage, and therefore we will broaden our horizons and possibilities. Finally, we will show a simple circuit including all the things that we dealt with and see how we can apply it in real life situations. So let's go!
What is a P.I.R sensor? P.I.R stands for passive infrared and it contains a pyroelectric sensor, which measures the difference of radiation between two fields. It is named passive because it doesn't emit radiation, it only receives it. And they do not measure heat or temperature. It is used in security, industrial automatization and control. What is infrared radiation? It's electromagnetic and thermal radiation combined, and it is not visible to the human eye. It is emitted by all bodies with a temperature greater than 0 degrees Kelvin. Components of P.I.R sensors are a pyroelectric sensors, Fresnel lens, variable resistors, pins, and electronics. What is a Fresnel lens? Fresnel lens focuses infrared signals and broadens the detection zone. Its detection zone depends on the shape of the lens. And there is a photo of the Fresnel lens.
What is a relay? A relay is an electrically operated switch. The most common type of relay is the electromechanical, which is operated by an electromagnet. Electromagnet is a magnet which activates when current flows through it. Another type of relay is the solid-state relay, which has a much more complex behavior and we won't delve much into it. Typical applications for relays are, for example, the control of a circuit by a separate low power signal and the control of several circuits with one signal. How does a relay work? Well, in the image there's a relay. Here the electromagnets activates, attracting the armature, which moves the contact, switching the pins and connecting these two pins right here.
Now we are going to make a simple project based on what we have just seen. The circuit consists of a P.I.R sensor, a resistor, a transistor and a 5-volt power source, which in our case will be the Arduino. So let's go to the lab. Well, so we have here the breadboard, then we have the 220 ohms resistor, an LED, the transistor BC547, an Arduino Uno, which be just the power source, some jumpers and wires, and the P.I.R sensor. So let's start making the circuit. First of all, we are going to connect the transistor here in the breadboard, then the emitter of the transistor with the resistor, and then the negative pin of the LED to ground and the positive to the resistor. The collector of the transistor to 5 volts. The base of the transistor will go to the output signal of the P.I.R sensor, which will saturate the transistor and then will allow the flow of current. Then we also connect the P.I.R sensor to 5 volts and to ground, and finally we connect the 5 volts of the Arduino to the 5 volts of the breadboard, and the ground of the Arduino to the ground of the breadboard. We connect the Arduino to our computer. Here we have the circuit functioning. If you see, when we put the hand, the LED blinks and starts working. Well, that's all. So now let's go to see what else can we do with these sensors.
There are several applications available for a P.I.R sensor, where motion detection can trigger a signal to activate a device and do something specifically. Some of these applications are house alarm systems, automatic doors, motion detection robots, hand dryers, and finally automatic lighting. This is the application we chose to work with, and for this we came up with our own circuitry to be able to turn on a light without having to manually turn it on. This is the circuit, and basically when the P.I.R sensor detects motion, current flows through the signal pin into the transistor, allowing current to flow from the source to the relay, energizing the magnet, electromagnet, which allows us to turn on the lamp. And we specifically thought of this to be able to turn on the light in the bathroom automatically, and this is why we decided to utilize this circuit.
Well, that's all for now. We have seen plenty of useful things, and it's up to you what you do with the knowledge. Just let your creativity flow. We hope to see you in our next episode, and remember, P.I.R sensors are the key for automatic lighting.
For example, security, industrial automatization, and control.